everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry I've been absent for about a week, almost 2 weeks now, but I have not been feeling well. I'm still not feeling well, so I figured I already had this pre-recorded, so I'm trying to go ahead and get this out for our craft video for this Wednesday. It may look a little pieced together, but you'll understand the process whenever I actually show you the finished product and then walk you through how I actually put it together. But yeah, I'm still not feeling too well, so videos might be a little spaced out here and there, but I'm trying to at least stay on some kind of a schedule. But anyways, we're going to be working on this little project, and I'm trying to do it so my light doesn't blind the ever-living crap out of y'all, but we're going to be working on this little project for this craft video. And the main thing you're going to need is a Cricut machine or circuit cut machine, however you want to say it, or a silhouette machine. You're going to need one of them to be able to actually do this project. You could cut this out by hand, but I use my Cricut machine, so that is how I did this project. But before we get into that, if this is your first ever video, and I'm sorry if it is, because I know I look and probably sound like crap, but before we get into that, if this is your first ever video, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me. It would mean a lot and it helps support this channel. If you're my current subscribers, this is the first time I've ever done this type of video, so I'll probably be doing a few more of these in the future. Well, not these specific type of videos, but ones with my Cricut machine, since I did just get that and I do want to use it a good bit more. But I'll go ahead and cut to the video on how we made this, and I'll meet y'all back at the end. Hey everybody, so for this craft video we are going to be doing something with my new Cricut Explorer Air 2 machine. I haven't done any vinyl projects on this channel yet, but you know, this is going to be a learning process. So for this craft, obviously we're going to need our Cricut machine. I'm using 3 different types of vinyls, and you're also going to need a frame. Now obviously if you don't have a Cricut machine, then this project would be a little bit more difficult, because you could draw out your pattern on this and then cut it out and do the same process, but since I have a Cricut machine, that's what I'm going to use. And this is, I think, the newest one is what Eddie got me, but either way, it's just one of the Cricut machines, and even if you have the older one, you'll still be able to do the same process. So what we're going to do is first we're going to do our pattern onto our vinyl, and then we're going to move on to the frame portion. So I'll go ahead and show you how I come up with the design for the frame. Okay, so for this section of the craft, we've got our patterns cut out. I only ended up using the black and the silver because when I tried to use the brown, it just did not match with everything the way I wanted the picture to actually come out. So we only used the silver and the black. So from this point, we're actually just going to prep our vinyl. So you're also going to need, you know, your transfer tape for this project, and you're going to need any of your little tools that you think you might need, like your little I don't know what you call this, little scraper. You're going to need one of your little picks and your tweezers plus your scissors. So, and this vinyl is just some that I picked up. I think we picked up a mixed lot from Walmart. It's just regular vinyl, regular like sticker vinyl. Nothing too special about it. I will link it down below if you're curious. But I'll go ahead and prep this, and then we'll go ahead and start attaching it to our frame. Okay, now that we have the entire project weeded and I've trimmed some more off of our backings, we are going to put it on the transfer tape so we can actually put it onto our frame. So I'm just kind of laying it out here on my transfer tape because I'm going to try and use just this one sheet to transfer it all over. So before I get into that, I just kind of want to play with the layout of it a little bit to see how the finished product is going to look. So what I want to do is, because the tree is going to be behind everything, I'm going to put the tree down first. So before I get into this part, I'm going to go ahead and prep my frame. So I'm just going to set all this aside. Okay, and then we're going to take our frame and we're going to start prepping it. Mainly, I got to take all of the plastic off. Now this is just a sheet frame I got from the Dollar Tree. You can get a frame anywhere that's not that expensive, and you don't have to use one this big, but I just had this laying around because I had another project idea that I was going to use for this frame. It didn't work out, so I am repurposing. Is what we are doing here. We are repurposing. Backing out, and then the card. Now I'm actually not going to put a backing in this. I'm just going to leave it as the exposed frame, and I don't know yet how I want to hang this up, but mainly I just want to show you how you can use a frame and make a cute little picture out of it without having to actually use the frame itself. So let's put this down so it'll stay in place. Make sure our frame holds together. Okay. Now, until I figure out how I actually want to display this, we're mainly just going to work with the glass and the frame. Whenever I figure out how I'm going to display this, then I won't have to worry about these little pieces in the back, but that might be for another video. Okay, so we're going to wipe off the top. This would be better if I had a rag, but I don't, so we're just going to roll with it. Okay. So I know I want my graveyard down here, and then my tree will be behind my graveyard. So all of that will be down here. Get that in the center a little bit more. Okay. And then we're gonna have our moon up here with our bats. So
you just want to play around right now with the idea of where you want everything, because then we're going to move on to actually putting it onto the glass, and then once it's on the glass it will be very hard to change. So make sure you are happy with your final project. Okay, I think I'm pretty much good on how that looks, because I wanted it more down here for the bats, but then that leaves a whole big space of room up here, so I can move my bats up and that'll fill in some of that space. Okay, so let's go ahead and transfer our tree onto our glass. Now, normally you would cut the transfer tape to size, but I'm not doing that because I'm probably just going to end up reusing this transfer tape for some other projects. That way I don't have to waste it and buy more. Okay, and then I just want to peel. There we go. Our tree is finally free. Just gonna put the excess away. I'm gonna put the actual backing off to the side. Okay. So now we're just going to take our tree and put it in place. Now you could take the actual glass piece out of your frame if you find that's easier, but I'm just going to go ahead and make it in my frame. Okay, now the only one that I need to worry about is this one over here. So we're just going to take that up. I'm going to trim it a wee bit, just because I misjudged the width of my frame. And then we're just going to see if we can scoot that under, and there we go. Problem averted. Okay, so there is our tree down. Okay, like I said, just work out any air bubbles that you do find. Sometimes there are lingering air bubbles, but we can work those out. Okay, now we're going to move on to our graveyard. Now for this one, you could just pull it off and stick it, or you could use your transfer tape. So let's see here. I might just pull mine off and lay it down. Okay, get it started. Because this doesn't have any little pieces or anything, so I'm just going to do it like a regular sticker. Not recommended, but you can do this if you're brave enough like me and dumb enough like me. Now that I have it all out, let's go ahead and place it onto our frame. Okay, so now we have our graveyard on our frame there. Okay. Now we're going to put our moon onto our frame, and we're going to put our bats onto our frame. So I'm going to turn this back around. Okay, and then I am going to use a transfer tape for this. So just set this off to the side for a minute. Okay. We're going to bring our transfer backing back. That way I can do the moon and the bats. So let's go ahead and get the moon done. Yeah, I'm fighting with the transfer tape a little bit. The problem is the backing wants to roll, and I don't need it to roll. There we go. Put some coaxing down. Okay. Plus, I don't need this big old sheet for this little bitty moon, so we'll just go ahead and put it on its backing for a minute. Okay. Now, when I lay this down, I'm going to lay it down at an angle, but just to get it on here for now. Okay, and let's pull our moon up. Okay, we're going to set that off to the side because that is now trash. Now let's bring our frame back over. Okay, we're going to hold that back. And we're going to place our moon. There we go. And let's pull the transfer tape. Okay, and there is our moon onto our frame. Now, let's do our bats. And we're just going to repeat the same process of we're going to transfer the bats onto the transfer tape here in the corner, and then just place them onto our frame. Once you have your bats on there, that is it for this project. So, and there's what the finished one looks like. So we have our moon and our bats on here, along with our tree and our graveyard. There we go. And we had room to do other little things, but you can always add that in later. But there we go. There is your finished project.
Okay, so hopefully that was fairly easy to follow. Mainly you go ahead and you need your vinyl, which you can get vinyl you can get it by the sheet at Michael's for like $2, or you can get, I think there's a pack, or you can get all the different colors and stuff in it. You can get that for maybe about $10 to $15, and you know, like I said, you only need really two colors to do this project. I was going to use the brown, but when I actually started looking at how to do this, the brown was just going to make it too busy, so I didn't want to add that. I just stuck with the standard black and silver for this. But I hope y'all find that fairly simple to do. I know I kind of showed you how I set everything up on my Cricut machine, and I will try to. That one I didn't have the voiceover done, and I don't feel like doing the voiceover now, so that is why there were the just little notes in the video, because I just didn't have a chance to get it done, and it's hard to breathe right now, so it would be hard for me to get that done. But like I said, hopefully I found this easy to follow, and it makes a cute little piece just to prop up somewhere. But like I said, we're going to probably be doing a lot more of these kind of like Cricut videos in the future. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments what y'all thought, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.